Hello, welcome everyone. This is our Stories of Impact call tonight, and we are so grateful that you are here to join us. So, I'm Jessie Lucas, and I'm going to be introducing you to my dear friend Liz in just a moment. And what is so great, so Liz and I met at a leadership training just a little while back, and it was one of those kismet moments of having been around this activation story, having been around this company and watching it through some growth waves and frankly some plateaus, we had very similar stories about the vision that we had as moms, as wellness warriors, as wellness professionals of how we wanted to get this message out into the world. So I'm going to let Liz tell you a little bit about her background and her story and activation. She's going to share with you some of the science behind what we have. So if you haven't already, please grab a pen or your notes app, however you best take notes. You may hear some things that you want to come back to. You might hear some things that make you think of other folks who may need to hear this message. And then I will be back shortly to share a little bit more about the vision of what this company and this community is doing for the bigger picture and for the long haul. Frankly, it's really, really exciting. So I hope you enjoy this. We're not going to have time for a live Q&A tonight, so feel free to put some questions in the chat if you have them. We'll try to address them, and if not, we can certainly get back to you. So with that, Liz, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jessie, and thank you everyone for being on here tonight. We're excited. We have such a gift to share with the world. And, Jessie and I, like she said, we just met recently and immediately are addict. Just a little bit of background about myself. I'm a teacher by trade. I have my husband, Carl, and my three daughters here on the screen. And they're the reasons why I do what I do. I am also a personal trainer, a health coach, and have recently gone back and got my Lyme specialist certification, all because of my crazy health journey, which brought me to learn about LifeVantage 6.5 years ago. So just a little bit of a backstory. Spend all 30 minutes right now telling you this crazy journey of mine, but about 9 years ago, I was finally diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease after 18 years of being misdiagnosed with different diagnosis. I mean, if you know anything about Lyme, it can mirror about 200 to 300 different issues. So I was slapped with the label of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. I had adrenal fatigue. I was dealing with just anxiety disorder, OCD. Was dealing with insomnia, chronic pain, all these issues. And honestly, 52 doctors in and out of specialists for 18 years. And it wasn't until a couple of homeopathic doctors about, like I said, 9 years ago, were the ones who started uncovering a lot of co-infections. Um, Needless to say, there's a long story in between that time. But since the birth of all three of my kids, they also started having really crazy health issues. Again, same with them, in and out of specialists, trying to figure out what was going on. Thought maybe black mold in our house. But lo and behold, after these homeopathic doctors started uncovering all these issues, they referred me to a Lyme literate doctor out in Irvine, California. And 2 blood tests later, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. And since they knew what had been going on with all my children and their health, I had to get all of them tested and ended up transmitting Lyme to all three of my kids in utero. So to say our story is complex is an understatement. I am a completely different human than I was. Honestly, it took a good 2 years to really get our Lyme and all these different co-infections into remission. If you or someone you know has dealt with autoimmune or any chronic issues, it's kind of like a layer and it's peeling back all those different layers to really get to the root of the issue. So that's just a little bit of why I'm here tonight and why I'm so passionate about this, because I was introduced to LifeVantage 6.5 years ago, and it was a good dear friend of mine, and I'm so grateful it was her, because I probably wouldn't have listened. At the time I was taking 2 granny pill boxes full of different supplements, not knowing what was working. I knew I was deficient in all these things, but truly just kind of throwing things at the fire and not really knowing what was working and what wasn't. So when I saw the science, I immediately listened, and because I knew my friend cared about me, I was definitely open ears. And That's why I'm going to be on here tonight, sharing a little bit about the science behind our products, what is activation, and what are things foundationally that you can do to really take control of our own health, because we know that there's so many people struggling these days, and it's really laying those foundations and trying to figure out exactly how to put those pieces of the puzzle so that you can start feeling like your best self. So let's dive in a little bit more. And I wish I had more time to share my story because there is so much to it. Um, when you start supporting your foundation, everything changes. It feels the ease, and it feels more ease instead of effort, clarity instead of confusions, and strength instead of struggle. I've seen it again and again in my own life and with the clients that I've been working with. So real transformation doesn't come from chasing symptoms. It starts by supporting the terrain of the body, the internal environment. That's everything that we can have control over. And it determines whether we thrive or we stay stuck. So what are some things that maybe you can do and help nourish this, internal terrain? So there's a few simple things, are eating colorful anti-inflammatory foods, hydrating, using minerals, prioritizing rest, movement, sunlight, and managing your stress. But what I learned about is that even when I was doing all those things, my body still needed help turning the right systems on. And that's what really led me to activation. So we are the take it to make it hashtag. And what that means, if you're here tonight, you're either a guest that's wanting to learn a little bit more about the science behind this breakthrough health technology, or you might be on here looking for a little bit more of something for your own life as far as extra income. We have this opportunity attached to this huge, huge solution that we have that everyone is struggling with. So what sets us apart is the science of activation. And it's different. It's all about flipping genetic switches that tell your body to make more of what it already knows how to make. We know it can make antioxidants, detox enzymes, collagen, energy molecules, and even gut peptides. So this is what we call the take it to make it philosophy. It's supporting your body's own intelligence by turning on the right pathways. So we're going to dive into a little bit more about why are people feeling so bad in the first place? So I bet everybody on here probably can name someone that might be struggling to feel better. We know that as we age, things start to decline, but there's so many things right now in our environment that are keeping us sick. And these are things like heavy metals, pesticides, pollution, poor nutrition, stress, sun damage. I mean, a lot of our skin and hair care have huge toxic load in them. You can see here that, you're being hijacked by more than 80,000 toxins per day. And all of these things that are kind of bombarding our systems are increasing something in our body called oxidative stress. And these levels go up with the more impact that these toxins have on our different systems. So they can damage our cells at the DNA level, which is never a good thing. And we are going to learn tonight how you can combat that oxidative stress. A little bit more about what is oxidative stress. Well, if you can read here, there's lots of different diseases and illnesses that are rooted in oxidative stress. We know that it can cause a lot of issues for people with their heart, their skin, their kidneys, their joints, lungs, brain. I mean, multi-systemic issues going on in the body. You can see a good illustration of an apple here. You have your normal cell, which is the green apple. You can see when you slice the apple in half, it begins to oxidize. Well, that's what's happening inside our body. These cells are being attacked by these free radicals, all those toxins from your environment, all these things, and it's causing damage. And you can see as the apple breaks down, it's the same as our cells. This is a cell with oxidative stress. And we know that unfortunately, if you are breathing, if you have pets, your loved ones, we all have oxidative stress. This is something, not to scare anyone, but there are things that you can do to really take control of this and help with that internal inflammation in your body. So let's see what we can do here about oxidative stress in ways that we can really take control of this. So this is Protandim NRF2, and this was the first product that I was introduced to. So you take it to make it. You take the Protandim NRF2 to make antioxidants. So we are talking, this product alone is 5 herbs, and synergistically can reduce oxidative stress in your body by 40% in 30 days. Like, that is proven. There's a study on PubMed, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but it's really, it's so powerful. In fact, it is so powerful that you can see here on this next slide that we know that dietary antioxidants like your fruits and your vegetables and your vitamin C, those are so great. And we want you to take those other things. Like, eating your antioxidants is huge. But to put in perspective, when you eat one blueberry, it is actually combating one free radical in your body. Well, we are literally have trillions and trillions of free radicals happening daily in our bodies. And so the protanum, when it's introduced to your body, it's actually doing what 400 oranges could do if consuming them, 500 cups of broccoli, 110 cups of blueberries, 120 vitamin C tablets. So that is huge. So I'm not sure about you, but I'm definitely thinking that I probably cannot consume 400 oranges daily. So you can also see over here on the right, there is a graph here. And what really happens, you can see that there's the red line without protanum, that says you're aging, and you can see the blue line with protanum. So this is a study that was done, and you can see here in an actual clinical study that in people ages 20 years to 80 years old, after just 30 days of taking protanum NRF2, doctors couldn't distinguish the blood of an 80-year-old from a 20-year-old when measuring the oxidative stress levels. That is pretty amazing. And if you have not seen, there was an investigative report done in 2005. If the person that invited you to this can get that for you, it was a huge, huge investigative report. And if you know anything about them, they want to try to debunk something. So John Quinones, who is still on our products today, actually went live on TV, had a blood draw, and he went back not even a month later and had dropped even less, the oxidative stress level even less than, more than 40% than when he had his initial draw. So that was like a huge, huge media flurry, and it brought a lot of attention to protanum. And it was very eye-opening as far as what it can do for us and our bodies and our health going forward. So what really sealed the deal for myself were all the studies. And sorry, I'm going to hit play there. And you can see here that I knew none of the dozens of supplements that our family was taking 6.5 years ago had published studies on them, let alone peer-reviewed studies. These are published on PubMed, which is the National Library of Medicine. This is where doctors, scientists, and researchers go for the latest information. Protanum NRF2 has 31 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed from places like Harvard, American Heart Association, WSU, LSU, NIA, and so many more. This helps to explain why so many medical professionals see so much value in this product alone. So we not only, I really wanted to highlight, because NRF2 is our flagship product, and that is really what helps reduce the inflammation in your body. We took that NRF2, this activation technology, and we put it into an array of different products. And I wish I could go into all of these amazing products that are in our catalog tonight, but unfortunately, there would not be enough time for that. I do, however, want to highlight some of the key activators in our catalog, because they've been such game changers, not only for my own health, but for so many other people that I know. So you recognize that blue bottle, that NRF2. We took this activation technology and we put this into a collagen. And when I first learned about this a couple of years ago, I was kind of like, okay, I take collagen. What could make this so much different? You guys, this stuff is unbelievable. It actually activates your own collagen production. It replenishes it and maintains it. And the amazing things about our products, when you put them together, there's different synergies that take place that really amplify the results. So this is called our Healthy Glow Stack. You take the collagen and NRF2 and to make antioxidants and collagen. And when you combine the protanum with the liquid collagen, it creates it's called our Healthy Glows Essentials. It has 10 different peptides in the collagen, so it's systemically really working at all the different systems. And we know that internal health really shows in our external health. So not only for hair, skin, nails, it's really helping with the gut and the brain and the heart and all those different systems as well. So this significantly reduces the cellular stress. And there's a great study done that you'll have to get your hands on that really shows how together this can help get the body out of that fight and flight. This was a huge game changer for myself, for my joints, for just overall system. And the external benefits are definitely something to write home about as well. We also took that activation technology, and this is something a non-negotiable in my daily. It's called Axio. It makes brain messengers and good, healthy energy. Now, I know we think about energy drinks, we might think of Monster, Red Bull, all those things can be filled with a lot of things that aren't so great for us. This is all natural. It's vitamin B's, magnesium, pine bark, quercetin, um, all these great things for us. And it really helps to boost mental clarity, focus, powers your brain, good mood. I know that I have a little one that really struggles at school with focus, and this is a non-negotiable. And the teachers can even notice a huge difference in it too. So we then took this last October and launched this natural GLP-1 activating system. So you take this mind-body system to make GLP-1. We know that's a big buzzword out there. A lot of people are doing the synthetics. This is not like a synthetic. This actually activates your own GLP-1 production up to 200%. It really is so much more than just a weight loss tool. It can help with neuroprotective, cardioprotective. I know for myself, I struggled with a lot of neurological issues, and it has really benefited my sleep. That GLP-1 hormone also has really helped with my focus. I kind of have that squirrely brain. And it's great for metabolic purposes too, cuts away those cravings, good for blood sugar, insulin, and all that good stuff. So really helps quiet the food noise. I really didn't know what that was until I started taking it. And it's been just such a game changer for myself too. And I know Jessie and I are most excited because we have something that's launching November 4th. And this is our newest activator. You guys kind of get the first ears on what this new activator is doing. So it's called P84. And this, you take the P84 to make your own gut peptides. You guys, this is activating your gut, which I was just so excited about. Being a health coach. One of the main systems that I really focus on with my clients is gut health, because it is so impactful for immune health, for brain health, for our metabolism, for our energy, for hormone health. I mean, there's so much that our gut plays into effect systemically in our bodies. So what is this P84? It's the ultimate offense gut health strategy, and it's activating the production of key peptides that help to regulate, repair, and restore and balance your gut. I had no idea, but your gut can make its own peptides, and those peptides control the key functions of your 30-foot long digestive tract. I really was actually astounded by that fact. That was something I didn't realize, how long our digestive tract was. But this is going to be such a game changer. It's like your all-in-one. It's your prebiotics, it's your probiotics, it's your postbiotics. So I cannot wait to get this in my system. I actually am going to get my hands on it this week. And I know other people that have started taking it in our company that have gotten their hands on it a little bit sooner and are already noticing difference with energy, with bloat, with different things. But our gut is tied to so much. So I cannot wait to come back and share with you guys how it's benefited my health. Before I turn it over to Jessie, I know I just talked very briefly about NRF2 and our P84 system. And I talked about in the beginning about our foundations of health. Like if you were to really want to be working foundationally and getting a healthy edge, it's these two products right here. This NRF2 is your defense. So it's going to protect your body at the cellular level by making antioxidants, naturally balancing the oxidative stress and the free radicals, which we said that leads to disease and illness. We want to make sure that we're putting out those flames. And then combined with your offense, your Love Biome P84 product, this is going to fire up your body's second brain by producing key peptides to regulate, repair, and restore your gut, which we said are huge. And I said a little bit earlier, synergistically, our products always have more of a benefit. So this is, breaking out of the cycle. It's like alone, these products are powerful by restoring cells and system communications, but together, this peak performance system provides foundational health throughout your entire body so that you can get ready to fight life's daily battles. So this is just a great asset to our product line. And I love this because, it's one of the big reasons why I decided to partner with the company. I had such benefits for my own health that I could not share. And that's why I'm on here tonight with Jessie sharing this with you. And I'm grateful because I have a community of people and people like Jessie that I've linked arms with, who are like-minded and really just um, love to share and love to want to serve people like you guys. So Jessie, I am going to hand it over to you. And if you do not know Jessie, Jessie Lucas is in the DC area, and she's been in the wellness industry for many, many years. She is a dedicated trainer, and I know that she's been with Life Manage now for, um, I think 9 or 10 years, I believe, right? Yes, 10 years. And Jessie, I'm gonna turn to you. I'm just so grateful that this business has brought us together and that we're able to hop in here tonight to share.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Liz. And every time I hear you talk about your family and the journey you've gone through with your own Lyme and with your kids, it just makes me so grateful that we have this activation story in our hands to be able to share with people because activation does change lives. Actually, if you can take your slides down. I have a couple to share myself. There we go. Awesome. So I'm going to make this part brief, you guys, just over the next couple of minutes. I want to take everything that Liz shared as far as the relevance of how it's changed her life. And if you do get a chance to hear Liz share the meteor version of her and her family's story, it will make your jaw drop. And what's interesting is over the last 10 years, because yes, I've been around this company for that long, even though it makes my heart sparkle, even though it does make my jaw drop, I am not surprised at all because that is the power of activation. So I want to help kind of open your mind for a moment. If you did think of some other folks who these products may help. The products are amazing. As a personal trainer, as a yoga teacher, as a nutrition coach, it is absolutely the reason that I could hang my professional hat on a message like this. I had never had a brand partnership in my career before this, but when I saw this, not only did I realize how critical it was, I was in the camp of gigging. Like I didn't have a 9 to 5 with a salary and benefits. If I taught a class or trained a client, I got paid. And if I didn't, like if I wanted to go on vacation, I'm a wanderluster. I love to travel. My kids got sick. I was a single parent. I didn't have somebody else at home to take care of them. That the partnership with the business just made sense, not only for my passion for empowering people in their own health and wellness, but for my own trajectory of taking care of my own sanity, having a stream of income that didn't rely on me showing up for a job. So whether that's you in the gig world like I was, or if you do have a salaried position, I think we're at a time right now, if you're watching this sometime around when we're sharing this live, or if you're here tonight, we're in the middle of a government shutdown. And not to take a political stance, but there are families, my own included, who don't have a paycheck coming in from the main income provider, being a federal worker. So, even things that we rely on as we think are stable and predictable, nothing in this world is, and it just makes sense. So why LifeVantage? If you like what you heard as far as the wellness story, and you starting to pick up that this is not supplementation, and that people are looking for solutions that they're not finding in the avenues they've already looked down. I hear this time and time again. I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried this, and nothing works. And then enter activation and things start turning around. That shows you that there's something to look at here. And I will tell you right now, with what Liz was saying about bringing over the Love Biome product of P84, we are having a moment right now where all eyes are on LifeVantage. We are a publicly traded company, so we have this transparency. We have a thriving community. I'm so excited. Some folks here on the call tonight, Liz and myself included, are traveling to Dallas this week to get our hands on that P84. And more importantly, to be amongst people who are part of this positive mission. Our CEO, you see him here in that little blue shape there. He has taken this company. He went from our CFO to our CEO in the COVID era and said, "It is time to get off the plateau." We have been very successful, in fact, during COVID, while other companies were dealing with supply chain issues and backing down, we doubled down and amplified, and we're in another doubling down moment right now with the expansion, with the notability that we're getting from highly recognized sources, from being a debt-free company that's able to contribute our legacy foundation. We always leave a place better than we found it. And to have a company that has a category creating product line that has visionary leadership, that has a thriving community, and that is being able to give back because of their financial stability, it's a gem. It's a gem, and I feel very, very fortunate to be a part of it. It's one of those, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I have my hands on. I can't believe it came into my life in a time where I get to be part of the growth and part of the expansion and capture that wave financially because frankly, I don't know how your grocery bill is doing, but ours gets more expensive every single week. We still have 3 out of 4 kids in the house. We're a blended family now. And it's just so exciting and so smart. So this is just a snapshot. We were able to be featured on the NASDAQ marquee just a few weeks ago. And this is actually the second time in the last couple of months. We opened up a new country, we opened up in Iceland, and we're continuing to do that expansion right now. So to come in at a time where when I joined, we had Protandim, that blue bottle that Liz talked about. We had one part of our amazing NRF2 activated skincare line, and we had that Axio, that nootropic, that brain drink. And to be there for the launch of the collagen, to be there 1 year ago, just 1 year ago for the launch of Mind Body. And I will tell you, I was sick of sitting on my own little personal plateau in the growth of my business. And I looked at that Mind Body launch as more than a product launch. I looked at it as an opportunity to get loud about this message of activation because I knew so many people had heard that buzzword of GLP-1, and I'm feeling that same buzz again. And I will tell you, with that Mind Body launch, I watched so many people's health turn around and I watched my own business grow. And I will tell you, the paycheck reflected that because we have a compensation plan that, from what I'm hearing, because we're attracting people who've had experience with other companies, they're really happy. They're really happy with the way we pay out. And I feel that way now with bringing in this P84. You see it on the screen, PhytoPower 1 and PhytoPower 2. I cannot wait to get my hands on it because people know gut health. Even if they can't figure out how to get theirs in check, they know how important it is. And we're going to be able to share that message. So I'm going to kind of bring it home with this, that I encourage you to think about what makes a good opportunity, because I'll tell you, when this came across, I can't say my desk because I didn't have one, but my yoga mat, because that's where I had my meeting with the person who introduced this to me, was literally in the massage room that we shared for private yoga sessions and massage clients. And I had to learn, because I'm an introvert. I loved being in front of my clients and my students, but other than that, like the network marketing, the fact that you had to make friends with new people freaked me out, even though I love people. So the fact that, I had to really take a step back and say, would this be worth my time? Because I did not have time to spare. But when I saw the power of what an opportunity like this could do if all the boxes were checked, the integrity, the timing, the sustainability, all of it, I couldn't deny that I was looking at a wave to catch. And that's where we are now. So just a tiny, tiny bit about how we pay out. There is really room for everybody here. We did evolve our compensation plan to make room for folks who, I love now the leadership development part. I love the team building part. But some folks just want to share a product and be an affiliate, and we pay really well at all of those levels. So if you have a highlight part of your personality that can really shine here, you can bring that. And if you want to kind of be a part of your own personal growth and learning, then you can capture the different pieces of this compensation plan. So you can find our earnings disclosure statement on the LifeVantage website. This is our publicly traded document here that shows the income that comes in. There's real money to be had. The event Liz and I went to just a little while ago is because we had earned a pretty high rank in this company, and that I will tell you that that money is real, and we're reaching for those next levels, and that means we can help others achieve your goals. So I'm going to bring it home with that. We are keeping this tight time here, and I see we're just at 8:01 Eastern. So with that, I'm going to um, turn it to Liz for any closing remarks, and we'll stop the recording. And please do get in touch with whoever invited you here to follow up. This is really a beautiful, beautiful time in a beautiful community. Liz, anything else to say before we wrap?
Jesse, I think you wrapped it up well. And I know it's a lot of information thrown at you guys tonight, but we just appreciate you taking the time out of a busy Monday. We know how Mondays can be to learn about this. And like Jesse said, reach out to the person who invited you. We meet everyone where they're at, and we just appreciate your time. Thank you.